Hello, I'm Frankie, and welcome to the channel Joy Route, which simply means live your best life. It's story time. Tell me if you like story time, and I will do more. I was on BLM land in Arizona. I met a dude. He was he was long in the tooth, as the old folks say. He was long in the tooth. And I was on a hike, a walk. Y'all call it a hike, I call it a walk. And my blood sugar dropped really low. He helped me, gave me some candy to bring my blood sugar up. Anyway, we made a connection. We started talking. He was funny, all that. Let the record reflect, however, that I'm not looking for a man, a woman. I'm not looking for anybody. I'm trying to find and rediscover myself, love on myself, right? So the guy was very nice. We exchanged information. Long of a short story, he started texting me, and I was texting him back. Every morning he sent me a text. In the evening he sent me a text, basically just saying good morning and what the weather was, because I left the area. One day, out of the blue, I got these flurry of texts that were very sexual in nature, like ride it hard, ride it till it's wet. Just all this sexual stuff that was sexual in nature. And this was out of character for him, because basically he was just sending me very generic texts or whatever. To be honest, I was hurt and I was caught off guard, because for one, I didn't even think somebody that age would still be interested in doing a do. And secondly, I was caught off guard because you just met me. Like, why would you say such? And it was vulgar. It was very, very vulgar. And I made a screenshot of the text, because I always leave a paper trail just because. But it was very vulgar. So I didn't know how to react. I talked to a friend or two about the situation. They was like, don't respond with the emails or anything like that. I know that he felt guilty, because whereas before he had been emailing me every morning saying good morning and every evening saying good night, this time there was no email. Also, I failed to mention that with every text was an emoji of a monkey. It was not the only emoji, but it was an emoji of a monkey. Now, black folk, we don't want no emojis of no monkeys. We know the history. We know the history. So I don't want an emoji of a monkey. But even when he was sending me the emojis of the monkey, I took it. I didn't take it. I tried to relax and not think that way, because there were other emojis, and I was like, you know what? He wouldn't be doing that. So because there were other emojis, I tried not to think that way. I want to see the cup as half full as opposed to half empty. But when he started like saying ride it, stallion, just all this kind of stuff, it kind of went along with this African slave theme, right? So I was like so in shock, so turned off, so just like I said, in shock. And I have just stopped responding to his text, okay? So he'll skip a day, but he's still sending a text. I don't feel there's a need to block him, because, again, his texts, they come every blue moon now. It's not coming every day and every evening. I'm sure he's gotten a message. But I'm sharing this thing, and I want to know what y'all think regarding the text out the blue, this sexual stuff. What would you do? How would you have handled it? Basically, I've handled it by cutting off communication, and it was sad to me, because I really like this person based on their storytelling abilities. I mean, I only met them for a hot minute, but just based on them telling stories, how they tell stories, their love of like just their knowledge of Arizona and all that good stuff. So I was taken aback. I was also hurt, and but again, people aren't in your life forever. Friendships could be for a day, for a weekend, for a lifetime. Friendships aren't. So friendships end, and I feel like when I met him, it sparked up something. Not nothing romantic, at least not on my end, but maybe on his end. He lived on BLM land for a very long time. A lot of people that live on BLM land, like, you don't have to get spruced up to live on BLM land. You get yourself cleaned up, and bada bing, bada bang. So he had, like, his fingernails had a lot of dirt in them. He said that he couldn't find things in his camper. So trust me, it was not even something I was thinking about. I just was happy to have met a friend that is familiar with the BLM land, the Arizona landscape. But I really want y'all thoughts on this, because my thoughts is the monkey emojis. After the commentary that he sent, originally I thought they were innocent, but after he started saying stuff like ratted and slave, just kind of some stuff that made me connect the monkey with this text that he was sending, and I took it a different way. Some of y'all are not going to take it that different way. If you are not a black person, you probably be like, oh, well, the monkey is innocent and all this, but black people, save your monkeys, okay? Just if you send a black person a monkey and emoji, just save it, because it is offensive. No, you don't have to walk on eggshells. I'm so cool with everybody. I love diversity, yada yada yada. But you got to call a spade a spade. Y'all tell me, am I tripping? What's going on? Am I tripping? Or did I take this the right way? I know that I read the text the right way, because the texts were very sexual in nature. And make no mistake about it, I know that I read them the right way. Now, the monkey emojis, I figure, like, look, he's an older dude. He's long in the tooth. He didn't just send monkeys. He sent other emojis. So I really didn't associate that with anything trying to be, negative. But when it came with the text that read, a couple of days later, then that's when I connected the dots. Like, he on some African slavery monkey type stuff. And I was highly offended. And I just had to take a breath. When I first received the text, I just took a breath and went to sleep, and I still haven't said anything to him. He went back to sending me regular texts, not the next morning, but a couple of days later. So I don't know. I know how I read it. I ain't tripping or nothing like that. I wanted to share that with y'all. Off grid, people always say, oh, it's so safe off grid. But for me, I think the people that go off grid, sometimes you may have something to hide. I know sometimes people be like, well, I don't trust the city, but you don't trust the city. But for me, if I had something to hide, I would hide off grid. Like, I wouldn't hide in broad daylight in a city. But that's just me. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. And whatever you do and however you do it, take the joy route. Take the joy route. Take that joy route, okay? The crossing thing just be like, wait. If you push it, it be like, wait. I'm like, who you talking to? Like, what you talking to, Parker? Watch this, y'all. Wait. Well, he told you. He said wait.